Wow, man, it is crazy how fast time flies because today is day 35 of hitchhiking to all 50 states, and everything has changed in the past 3 days. When we were in Dallas less than 72 hours ago, Declan and I wanted just to end the challenge, right? Because we weren't having fun, and it was long drives, and we were only 18 states through, and we had no idea how we were going to get to Houston or Austin or any of these places, and just had so much support in the past 72 hours from people who've been following along on Instagram and people who have been friends of ours in the past that have offered us rides. We got down to, from Dallas down to Austin because someone who was following along was like, hey, I want to go see my parents. This is a great reason for me to go. And Aiden picked us up. And on the way down, we met Aiden for food. But right before that, Mason gave us a tour of the Dallas Aquarium because, of course, he has been watching the videos as well, and he's the zookeeper there, right? And so then all the animals, like the anteater and all those different animals, like he oversees them. And so that was cool. We got to throw sardines to the otters, and like that's a really unique experience. And of course, Talina picked us up from the gas station, and we were just exhausted standing out by the gas station in Dallas. And that's honestly like right before that was when we were in the McDonald's and we were like just dead, just like we don't want to do this, right? That was 3 days ago, and so much has happened in the past 3 days to turn around the trip, right? From there, we got down to Austin, walked around Austin. That was a beautiful city. Spent some time with Dan walking around the city. We got to see the bats that fly underneath this bridge, and we got to walk down the Austin Street or whatever it is, like the main Congress Avenue, right? Got to eat a $31 acai bowl, the typical Austin experience, Dropped $75 on brisket at whatever it is, that one place, something Jack, or I don't know, Jeff Black, whatever what I'm talking about, the barbecue place. Terry Black's, there we go. Crazy. And then from there, Dan offered us a ride to Houston, and from Houston, he wanted to go see the Capitol in Baton Rouge. So we got to Baton Rouge today, and then, we got from Baton Rouge to New Orleans because Devin picked us up. Devin had been watching along with the videos. And she's, a mom, and she's a business owner, and she got a really powerful story, and like just insane that we've gotten here, and in 72 hours, everything has changed. So first off, thank you, God, for aligning everything up perfect. We got to the run club 5 minutes before it started in Baton Rouge, or in New Orleans, right? And I got to speak at the run club, and like, they had such an amazing community there, and I don't know, it's just a cool thing to be a part of. Declan was running, which is the first time, I believe, on this journey, maybe the second time that he's run, which is just so cool. And so then complete flip around of the morale. So what's the lesson to be learned here, right? Fortune can change like that, right? Especially if you surrender it up to God, especially, right? Because people think that's luck or that's timing or whatever it is, but ultimately we are made by a creator who cares intimately about every detail of our lives, and his name is Jesus Christ, and everyone talks about Jesus Christ or whatever, like, you got to just be careful, like, with that name. So when I say it powerfully, like God that oversees every detail of our lives came down as a human, and his personal name is Jesus. And Jesus is someone I can talk to every single day. And so then when I get in those moments, he doesn't care. God doesn't care about me getting to the finish line, getting into all 50 states, running the marathon or whatever it is. What God cares about is the process. I read a devotion July 28th or June 28th of My Utmost for His Highest. And I just pulled it up again at Run Club tonight, and like I'm going to bookmark it to my homepage so I can just start sending it to people because it's super important, very powerful devotion. And what it talks about, God doesn't care about the goal. What we see as the goal, or what we see as the process, God sees as the goal, as the end. He cares about the daily work, the grind, the moments that aren't that glorifying, quote unquote. But ultimately, that's what is glorifying to him, because that's how you work out your salvation, is that you've been saved if you believe in Jesus. But ultimately, how you work out the bad and work the good out of you into the world, the way that you do that is through the process of taking on whatever it is. That's why you need a dream so big it would only be possible with God, because then you have no room to be spiritually sidetracked. That was another devotion by Mason Battersby about chasing the lion. That's a book. And this is the devotion that my mentor, Brian of Whisper, that I work with, this nonprofit in Atlanta, building community for high school, middle school, You know, of course, like all that packed into one is like 3 years of me saying things. So just be careful when I say all this into one. Like I know it's very stimulating, but yeah, Brian, founder of Whisper, the nonprofit that builds community in middle, high school, and college campuses that I work with, sent me this devotion by Mason Battersby about chasing the lion. About if you don't have the guts to take on the 500-pound lion, you don't give God the opportunity to have the glory, right? You need a dream so big you can't get spiritually sidetracked. A dream so big that you can't help but share God's name when you share the story, because there's no way you could have done it without him. So my phone is running out of battery, but ultimately, that's all that needs to be said. Why not us?